So many people in our world today, they really struggle with anxiety. They struggle with the things they think about, they struggle with the things they feel, they struggle with things both big and small. And sometimes it feels like their life is just not going in the right direction, and they don't know what they can do about it. They don't know how they can get their life back on track, and their life, it just starts to feel like it's so dark, that it's so lonely, and the anxiety just builds up where they are just completely and totally overwhelmed. They are consumed by their worries, consumed by their fears, consumed by their anxiety. It gets to a point for some people that they can't even get out of bed in the morning, that they don't even know how to start their day because all the things they think about, all the things they feel, it just has them where they feel like they just don't know what to do. For so many people, their anxiety, it immobilizes them. It gets them to a point where they feel like they just can't move. They can't think, they can't function because their anxiety is just so overwhelming. When people get this way and they start to feel this way, it's almost as if everything they try, everything they do is just not going right. And they become more anxious and more nervous and more frustrated with everything that's going on, to the point that it brings them to tears, to a point that their emotions, that they come out in so many different ways. Some people, they bottle this up for so very long until all of a sudden they just can't help it anymore. That their anxiety is something that is just overwhelming them, and they really, really need some help. They need somebody to talk to. They need a friend or a family member, somebody that will listen, that will understand, someone that will be there for them in their moment of need. Now, some people, they need something more than this. They need a medical doctor to give them a physical, to give them an exam, to help them to make sure that everything is going right in their body and with their mind. They need this type of professional help. Some people need to talk to counselors and psychiatrists and to people that can help them learn to cope and to deal and to properly express themselves and handle the emotions that are going on in their life. We all need to be compassionate towards people that are dealing with anxiety. And we need to understand that all people are loved by a compassionate God. This compassionate God that has made us in his image, this compassionate God that has sent us his son, this compassionate God that has given us his word. And it's in his words today that I think that we can find some hope, that I think we can find some encouragement. In Philippians chapter 4, starting there in verse 4, it says, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say rejoice." And for someone that's anxious, that's not always easy. It says, "Let your reasonableness be known to everyone. The Lord is at hand." That should bring us great comfort because the Lord is coming soon. It says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Finally, brothers, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, if there is anything worthy of praise, think about these things. What you have learned and received and heard and seen in me, practice these things, and the God of peace will be with you." There, within just a few short verses, we saw that God is a God of compassion, that God is a God of peace, that God is a God of understanding. We need to realize that we serve an awesome God that is showing us daily compassion, and that will be there for us no matter our fears, no matter our worries. We need to understand that we are loved by God, that we are loved by Jesus, that we are loved by his church. And we need to turn to God and to his people each and every day as we face these struggles in life. Today, you may be battling various forms of anxiety, and that may be causing you so much pain and so much heartache. But please, do not forget the compassionate God, the God of heaven, the God that can bring about peace that is beyond our understanding. Because one day he's going to come, and he is going to take us home. And so today and every day, let's remember our compassionate God, and let's take our anxieties to him.